You're watching Reality Check. All this week, Battleground Tamil Nadu. Tonight, the two main Dravidian parties are bitter political rivals, but if there is one thing that unites them, it's their commitment to promising an ever-escalating list of election-time handouts, election after election. This election has been no different. Promises of washing machines, cable TV, set-top boxes, gas cylinders, cash transfers and more.
குடும்ப தலைவிகள் அனைவருக்கும் மாதந்தோறும் 1000 ரூபாய் உரிமை தொகை வழங்கவிருக்கிறோம். ரேஷன் கடைகளில் உணவுப் பொருட்களை பெறும் அனைத்து குடும்பங்களும் இதனால் பயனடையும்.
சமூகத்தில் பொருளாதார சமநிலை ஏற்படுத்தும் விதமாக குடும்பத்திற்கு மாதந்தோறும் 1500 ரூபாய் குடும்ப தலைவியிடம் வழங்கப்படும் என்பதை மகிழ்ச்சியுடன் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன்.
Now it's no one's case, certainly not mine, that in a country like India, especially those that are economically disadvantaged, are not deserving of subsidized or free goods and services, especially in a time of economic distress. Recall, for instance, how the free bicycles to schoolgirls scheme in Bihar is widely believed to have boosted school attendance amongst girls in that state. But the almost frenzied competitive nature of the freebie phenomenon in Tamil Nadu, where the Dravidian parties appear to be in a bidding war for the voter, each trying to outspend the other, does raise questions over the thin line between deserving welfare benefits versus a sort of voter bribery. Remember, the Supreme Court has ruled that these handouts, while not illegal, are, quote, shake the roots of free and fair polls, unquote. And also raises questions whether these handouts are often used to paper over or distract attention from deeper failures of governance. Hey, I may not have done a great job for 5 years, but vote for me and I'll give you free color TVs, washing machines, mixer grinders, laptops, even goats. Now let's just look at the schemes announced or the promises made in this election, and often they just end up, as I said, copying or almost trying to outbid each other. The ADMK promised 1,500 rupees a month to every woman who is a member of a household who has a ration card. The estimated cost of this is somewhere around 36,000 crores. The DMK has said 1,000 rupees a month to women in the households. The estimated cost is about 24,000 crores. The AIADMK has promised 6 free cylinders a year to each family, and as well as free solar stoves at an estimated cost of about 10,000 crores. The DMK says that they'll reduce the price of LPG cylinders by 100 rupees, estimated cost 207 crore rupees. Other similar offers: subsidies for auto drivers, 7,500 rupees for farmers to incentivize farm production. Similarly, DMK 10,000 rupees subsidy to auto rickshaw drivers, 10,000 rupees for farmers to buy new motors. In addition to all this, the AIADMK has also promised free TV cable connection to all below poverty line families, free washing machines, and an Amma's gift of household items for newly wed couples. Now, as freebies have risen, so has Tamil Nadu's debt. In the past 5 years, it's gone up from about 2.5 lakh crores of debt to almost 6 lakh crores of debt, just over double. Interestingly though, research done by my colleague Meher Pandey and Maria Malavi finds that despite freebies, Tamil Nadu is actually not the most debt-prone state. If you look at it as a factor of a percentage of debt to the state GDP or GSDP as it's known, Tamil Nadu is actually only 15 of 18 major states. Punjab and West Bengal and Bihar are actually the most indebted states when it comes to debt as a percentage of GSDP. Tamil Nadu, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka and Maharashtra are actually least in debt. All right, joining me tonight on the show, we have with us A. Saravanan, spokesperson for the DMK. We have Mr. C.K. Kumaravel, General Secretary and Senior Leader of the Makkal Ni Maryam, which is Kamal Hassan's party. And also joining us, and let me start with Sandhya Ravishankar, Senior Journalist based out of Chennai, who's keeping a close eye on Tamil Nadu politics. Sandhya, thanks for being here. Let me just ask you this, because this pattern that we've seen in election after election, when you go out, when you've met voters and all of that, are they now starting to get jaded? Is there almost a diminishing returns with these promises of handouts, or is it now something that they just simply expect? Sandhya, I think you need to unmute. I think you've muted yourself. I think you need to unmute.
Can you hear me now, Vasu?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, lovely. So as you were saying, it appears to be something that the voter has gotten used to, and they're not particularly enthused about it. For example, when I spoke to a lot of women, urban poor women in Chennai, regarding the washing machine promise, which initially, appeared to be something that was, that would be very attractive to women. They said two things. A, either they had washing machines already in their homes, or B, they said that their homes are so small that they don't have space to keep a washing machine. And of course, there are issues with piped water supply, electricity, whether they have adequate, plug points for electricity. These are all issues that are there. But at the end of the day, I do believe that, if a handout is given, it's more than likely that people will go take it, whether they use it for the purpose or not. Because back when Kalaignar gave the free color TVs, there were lots of homes in rural Tamil Nadu which sort of used the color TVs as a dining table because they were unable to plug it in or watch it. So I think the Tamil voter is definitely used to these freebies and perhaps not as enthusiastic about them as they would otherwise have been.
Right. Saravanan, why is it that we're not able to get past this phenomenon in Tamil Nadu? As I said, there are certain promises and welfare benefits you can offer voters which may be legitimate, especially in a country like India. But TV, mixer grinder, washing machine, laptop, it's just never ending.
See, I wouldn't call that as a freebie. I would call it's an insult if somebody calls that as a freebie. In a welfare state, all these things are very, very essential. Nobody is talking about the corporate loan waiver, which is running around several lakh crores. When that is essential, when nobody is talking about it, nobody is pointing their fingers about that as a freebie, then why should you call this as a freebie, or anybody else should call this as a freebie? And apart from that, this color television, see, there was a much hullabaloo when in 2006, when our leader, Mr. Dr. Kalaignar, announced this color television, but it has improved the quality of life. It has made illiterate men and women aware of what's happening around the world. It's a great social phenomena. Several researchers found that it divided class, abrogated class divide and ensured that there are less crime in that area. Yes, it is. There are a lot of researchers have done studies. Probably you should have a look at it.
I'd be very happy if you can share this with me, that if you're actually claiming that the distribution of color TVs has improved the quality of life,
absolutely.
I'd love to learn how that may be the case. But anyway,
I will share it with you. Yes.
But anyway, you're saying that this is not, it's wrong to call it freebies, and I've had this conversation with people from the DMK and ADMK before. These are all genuine, requirements.
Welfare measures.
But Vijila Satyanath is also with us, former Rajya Sabha MP of the AIADMK. The fact is, Vijila Satyanath.
Just give me 10 seconds, Srinivasan.
Yes.
Can you give me just 10 seconds?
Yes. Okay. Yes, 10 seconds. Yes, I'm coming to you, Vijila. Just a second. Yes, go ahead, Saravanan.
See, we also gave free gas stoves.
Yes.
The idea behind is that the women should not spend most of their times in the kitchen using firewood. It was also exposing them to COPD. Now, the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, says he has given free gas cylinders to everybody so that women are freed from kitchen. We did this 15 years back. So we are really much ahead. Probably this will be followed all over the India in the next 10 years.
Okay.
So that is how we have to look at it.
Okay. Now, Vijila Satyanath, I suspect you might also make the same argument here. For once, I think you and the DMK will be united. But I'm just quoting from the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court itself has said that, as I mentioned, that this is and we put that graphic up on the screen, that this is something that really raises questions about the manner in which free and fair polls are conducted. And they actually asked, it shakes the roots of free and fair polls. And they actually asked the Election Commission to frame guidelines to try and sort of regulate this. And the Election Commission actually had to insert language into the model code. Avoid making promises likely to vitiate the purity of the election promise or exert undue influence on voters. Manifestos should reflect the rationale of the promises, broadly indicate the ways and means to meet the financial requirements. Vijayala Satyanath, and yet here you and the DMK are in some sort of bidding war. They say 1,000 rupees a month, you say 1,500 rupees a month. They say 6 free cylinders, you say more 7 cylinders.
We said 6 free cylinders. Yeah.
How is this?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. So, good evening to all of you.
Yes.
It's actually I heard from Mr. Saravanan saying that the TV and it was the first I would point out this because Tamil Nadu is a welfare state. It is we are standing in front, the whole India, that we are the best welfare state in the country. So, as saying this,
well, I mean,
as my counterpart, he said, it was the TV which they gave and the gas stoves.
Yes.
As you all know,
yes,
the TV has not dramatically changed the complete scenario of the people. But TV was selfishly, it took some, it had a priority over helping the big concerns of a particular family that you all know. So everybody knows that because it was.
No, but hold on. How is the TV?
But Amma,
I can speak about how corruption
Amma.
No, how is TV?
She
Once again,
wanted to push the whole
party.
Actually,
one at a time.
Only 10 seconds. I'll take Mr.
1 second.
But
Vijayala Satyanath.
Amma wanted to push the womanhood, that is to give more emphasis on education to women.
No, but 1 second. How is the TV more selfish? Hold on.
Women to,
how is the TV more selfish? And we've actually got the list. Hold on. We've actually got the list. Hold on. We've actually got the list of all the history of handouts. How is the TV more selfish than what you've offered and in fact distributed? Free cell phones, free blender grinders, free fans, free laptops.
But that is all women-centric.
Gold free, cable TV connections free.
Why was gold given? Because it was making a push to the parents to send the women, the girl children to study more, study higher education.
Okay, let me come to Mr. Kumarvel because we must get M&M also in the mix.
Our state is very proud to say that we have
Mr.
achieved
Kumarvel,
49.8, that is 50% our higher education enrolling in higher education
I need to move on. Vijayala Satyanath, just a second. Vijayala Satyanath, we must allow others to come in. Remember, by the way, that other states, Kerala notably, have very good social indicators without necessarily having to go down this handout path. But anyway, C.K. Kumarvel, I just wanted to ask you because M&M, I thought, was going to try and break from the pattern of how politics has been conducted in the state. But one of the first things your manifesto talks about is something which both these parties have spoken about, which is some kind of direct income transfer to women. So are you also, I mean, I know your argument is they copied you, but are you risking going down that same path?
Not really. Manifesto is supposed to be meant to be a vision statement of how the governance is going to be or how the livelihood of the people is going to be lifted. Instead, it has become an announcement of some freebies which people are expecting between the ADMK and DMK over the years. M&M is very different. When we said the income for the housewife which has been copied, imitation is the best flattery. I'm glad that ADMK and DMK has copied that and saying 1,000 rupees and 1,500 rupees. We want the contribution of the housewife to be measured and they should be financially independent. That is the
so what's the amount, what's the number though, Mr. Kumarvel, that because I was trying to ask Kamal Hassan this as well yesterday, I couldn't get a clear answer. What's the number that you have in mind? They're saying 1,000 or 1,500 rupees. what is the number that you are going to offer?
No, we are not going to give a blanket number to each of. We are working out a scheme of what is the contribution of each person depending on how many people are there. It is very it will vary from 1,500 rupees to 3,000 rupees. That is the number. If I have to say in one particular thing, but we are talking about computer and a Wi-Fi connection. This is not only going to make the user, the citizen more better, it is also going to reduce the cost of the government. So those are the things. There is a difference between freebies and welfare. Freebies are meant only for bartering the vote. Welfare scheme, even the Jayalalitha's cycle or the what you call the laptop scheme, etc., cannot be classified as a freebies. They are the welfare scheme, and that is what the Tamil Nadu is requiring at this point of time to lift. But what we are talking about is computer and Wi-Fi connection.
When you say 1,500 to 3,000 rupees, you are aware that that is going to push the state budget and the debt even higher. And Sandhya, that's something which, each government can come with its own announcements, and then essentially what it's doing is then it's making sure that the successor then inherits that additional debt load. And as we just pointed out the numbers, it's now close to 6 lakh crores of debt that Tamil Nadu is sitting on. So whether it's Stalin or EPS, whoever comes now, that's what they're going to inherit.
You're right. In fact, when I was speaking to a senior DMK leader, he was telling me that whoever comes to power in May 2021, they are going to inherit a poisoned chalice, and this is the word he actually used, because it's an impossible economic situation, yes, but the elections, Vasu, are even more impossible right now because you don't have a Jayalalitha, you don't have a Karunanidhi, and more than half of the state comprises women voters, and nobody really knows who they're going to vote for. When you take the neutral, undecided women voter who switches sides, who's not a regular DMK voter or a regular AIDMK voter, a large chunk of the women voter population used to vote for Jayalalitha simply because she was the singer pen, the iron lady, if you want to call it that. But now, after her demise, there is a lot of confusion between both the parties as to who the women are going to vote for. Are they going to, switch over and vote for the DMK, or are they going to continue voting for the AIDMK? And all of these, 1,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees, 3,000 rupees, the washing machines, all of this is just desperation and an attempt to lure the women voters onto their side, because there's just too many men in the parties.
Right. Now, Sharvanan, the question, as you were saying, is that where do you draw the line? Because technically you can say everything is a welfare need, right? We all need clothes, we need laptops, we need cell phones, we need fridge, electricity, water, house. So there is a limit to how much the state can supply for free. The concern here is that instead of focusing on boosting economic activity, job creation, which increases public spending power, so people can afford these things on their own, when the state fails to do that, you substitute it with all of this. And that's my point, that in a poor country, there's no problem in giving poor people, benefits. But are you taking away, or are you papering over governance failure by doing this?
No. Certainly it's a governance success, because as you pointed out, where will we get the money if we are going to implement all these things? We did that in 2006. They said it's an impossibility. We were able to do that because of great fiscal prudence. We will be able to do that. With the difference between the DMK's promise and the ADMK's
fiscal
promise.
Prudence. Tamil Nadu is now almost 6 lakh crores in debt.
Yes. Who is responsible for that? Who was ruling the state for the last 10 years?
But it all adds up, no?
What?
It all adds up, I'm saying.
Yes, it adds up.
It adds up from the DMK, passes the baton to the ADM.
I'm happy.
It's one after the other.
I'm glad you asked that question. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm glad you asked that question. See, the reason why there is so much of debt is because of the tenders, mindless tenders, inflated tenders, and pilferage and corruption by the ADMK government.
Okay,
how many tenders have been stayed by
okay,
the
let her, I'm out of time. Let her quickly respond.
So last 3 months, they floated tenders for 40,000 crores.
Okay.
They got 60,000 crores.
Quickly.
And floated tenders for 40,000 crores.
Okay, Sharvana, just a second. I'm short of time. Yes, Vijila Satyanath. Yes.
The Congress lost only because of the DMK's very big corruption. The worldwide, everybody was speaking about 1,76,000.
Your leader was convicted, madam. Your leader was convicted by the Supreme
Amma
Court for corruption.
Was not, it was only because of the political vendetta.
Okay.
Amma
okay.
was.
You are saying Supreme Court gave a judgment on political
vendetta. He was a hot throb. Even today,
your
all
General
the
Secretary
people
was
are
convicted
like
for corruption by the Supreme Court.
Right.
They think as a god.
Okay. One second.
Our leader. Both of them, they have done a lot.
Okay, you're saying political factor.
Tamil Nadu.
But,
Tamil Nadu was lifted by two great leaders, Dr. MGR and Purachi.
Okay. Mr. Kumarvel, last word to you. You know, what we've not spoken about is the more, I mean, we often refer to some of these handouts, you know, the court has considered whether this is indirect bribery. But there's also direct cash distribution in Tamil Nadu, right? That's a problem. That's been a problem for a long time. Are you seeing that as a smaller, newer party? Is that going on right now?
Yeah, in Tamil Nadu, ADMK has computerized the cash distribution methodology. In fact, one of the senior politicians told, you are new to politics. Last 3 days of election is what is the most important phase of the tactics of the Tamil Nadu election you will be seeing. You are going to see it for the first time. Don't get carried away by all the support you are getting from the youngsters and the women and the first-time voters. See in the last 3 days.
What do you mean by computerized? What do you mean by computerized cash distribution?
They will the people will know which ward, who is going to vote for DMK, who is going to vote for, who are the neutral voters, where to give money, how to distribute money. Everything have been systemized. They have systemized for wrong things.
According
they have
to you,
very well.
According to what you are hearing, how much is being distributed? Approximately
from 2,000 rupees for a person, that means around for a family of 5, they will get 10,000 rupees from ADMK, and from another 5,000 rupees. Close to 20,000 rupees is what a family will get during these elections, and they are all looking at this as a mela.
Wow, unfortunate.
They are not naive. 10 crores cash
was
raided from the house of the secretary of the MNM party. So let them not preach.
Yeah.
MNM has no moral.
No,
right
he is
to
a
preach.
he is a businessman.
What he is whom? He is your treasurer.
No, he is
10
a
crores
businessman.
was seized
Okay.
from his residence. So what
Okay.
have you got?
I was going over.
Today race is going on.
No, we can't have a fight now. We are going over time.
Where does he get the money from?
The former minister.
Okay. Sorry, I've just had to, we've had to kind of come out of this because we're completely out of time. But we will, of course, come back to this. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. You've been a great panel. Thanks so much for watching. Good night.